Hey guys, Deck here with the Stack Deck. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be my deck collection for the Magic the Gathering TCG. This is the stuff that I've had a while back. I haven't played this game since like 2012, 2014 or something weird like that. And I only played it for about a year. So also, good news, if you see my last episode, I actually have sleeves. I was talking about that because I said I didn't think I had any sleeves for this or the Illustrals. But I do. I have these Dragon Shield Fusions. These aren't full, so I don't know how many sleeves are in them. They look about half. So I'm guessing whatever isn't being used by a deck, this is the leftover. But I have sleeves, so I have the Dragon Shield Fusion, the Gold Mat, the Ivory Mat, and the Crimson Mat. So that's pretty cool. And they're all about half full. So I'm guessing if, I don't know how many cards are in the Magic decks. If there's 60, there's probably like 40 in there. So yeah, let's get started. First off, these two deck boxes. These were given to me by Alex. And a lot of this stuff was given to me by Alex. I did buy some stuff on my own, like those, and then the decks are a mix of what he gave me and what I bought. But these two deck boxes he gave me are just lands. And he basically gave me, what he did was, he gave me one deck to use, to train with and like to learn the game. And then he gave me a big box of random cards that are like the 10-cent cards that you'd get at like the game store. And it's like one of those real big long boxes. And he gave me like one or two of those of just random stuff. And then he gave me these, which is all just land cards. So I can basically learn the game and try to build my own stuff and see if I like it. So after he gave me this stuff, I ended up spending a few $100s when we went to Empire and did that. So these are just lands. Now, it's been a long time, so I don't know exactly what these are. So it's going to be interesting to look at these decks. I didn't even know I had this. I forgot all about it. I thought the only decks I had were these. But no, I have that one too. And I don't know what it is. And then I have this. So when I was trying to look into this, it looks like, so this is black and green, and this says it's Jace vs. Vraska, and it's dirty work. Now, I believe I wanted this person for one of my other decks, and this looks like it's possibly pieces of that deck, but it's not all of the cards. Like, there's only a couple lands in here. So, I don't know how much of this is the actual deck, if any of it. But I'm assuming that this was this deck that I pieced out myself. And I added the cards to the actual decks that I wanted to use. So, unfortunately, I'm trying to remember my main deck. I think my main deck is in here. But it's possibly one of these. And the problem is because I have two decks that are very similar, if I remember correctly. But I play black. And basically, I love the control that I could have with the deck I had. And I beat a lot of people who were veterans of this game using the deck that I created that made a lot of people mad. But other than that, let's go into this. I don't know what this is. If you want to see any of these decks, I believe there's two in here, one in here, and one in here. And I'll show you every card by card. Let me know down below. Oh, this has stickers on the top. I did not know that. So, there's an old trademark logo. Blue and black artifacts. Does anything else say have... No? Yeah, I don't... So, this is apparently blue and black artifacts. Okay. These are where those red cards came from. The red sleeves, I mean. I have never used this deck. I don't actually know where it came from. It's labeled. I know where I got the box from. So basically, while we were hanging out in Empire, the store owner, he has a bunch of these boxes and a bunch of random boxes and other stuff around the store. The store is mostly Magic the Gathering only. You can't, like, he might have one or two Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh products, but he's not that kind of card store. He has comic books and he has Magic the Gathering. And that's what he kind of focuses on. And they play Warhammer there, but mostly he does Magic the Gathering, Magic tournaments, and all that stuff. And he has a bunch of these. And we were just one day, he just walked in the back while we were playing. And he's like, hey, I have like 6 cases of a bunch of random shit. I'm going to throw a bunch of random shit on the table. If you want it, have it. It's free. And he just threw a bunch of this stuff over. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I'll take a couple deck boxes, you know? And then blue and black artifacts. So that's cool. If you don't know, this is the old trademark I used back in 2008. Was I switched over back in like 2014, I believe, to Dezrakaz. So, just because I wanted to actually use the name I go by instead of that username I made when I was a kid. Now let's look at this Pro Dual deck box. Alright. So there's 2 decks in here. They aren't labeled. So this is using the Ivory Dragon Shields. And this is the one that I don't know if it's the main one or if that's the main one. Because if I just open up this one. Okay, hold on. I think this might be my main one. I think I know what that one is, and I don't think it's that. Okay, let's open this one first. I bought this case because I thought it looked cool. And then I kind of regretted it later. This is a bunch of random cards in it. This is the pirate deck. This pirate deck was made with Alex's help. And a lot of Alex's cards. So it's basically, looks like it's supposed to be like black and red. But it's got like, you know, Buccaneers and Treasure and all this kind of stuff. I think you can call it like a treasure deck or a pirate deck. I'm not sure. I think he called it Treasures. But I like it. I've only used this a couple times. Like, I've only used it like maybe 2 or 3 times because I preferred my main deck. Now, I can go by later, you know, if you want me to go to say you want to see the treasure deck or you want to see the artifact deck or you want to see either the, I guess, ivory deck or the one that's in red, which is this one, and I will go through them. Now, what is... Okay, so these are the 2 that I don't remember. One of these, either this one or that one, is my main deck. I don't know. So this is Witch's End. It's got Dark Ritual, Forests, Swamp, Dead Bridge, Shaman, Forest. Because I remember my main deck uses Diabolical Tuner, Divest, Made Forest. And the card that I really like, Sanguine Blood. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Basically, I used vampires. I really liked that kind of setup. Dark Ritual. More Dark Ritual cards. Lilana's Caress. That's another one I really liked. So basically, I want them to, like, discard. Like, when Deadbridge Shaman dies, target opponent discards a card. This, when they discard, they lose 2 life. And then, with the Sanguine Blood, I gain the life of what they lose. And that was kind of the idea. And both of these decks might have been very similar. Black Cat, when it dies, they discard. I really liked it. I think that's about whenever an opponent casts a spell, the player loses 5 life unless she or he discards a card. Which, because they would discard, they would also lose life. Because of Lilana's Caress. So, yeah. I don't know if this... Because I believe one was the main deck, and one was one that looked almost exactly this, was similar. This isn't even a card that's in the deck. It's just there. Target player discards his or her hand. I think I got this later, and I was thinking about putting it in. So I believe I have an actual deck that I used. And then I had another deck that's very similar. That was just me testing a bunch of stuff. So one of these is probably like a little test deck. And one is probably the actual deck. Not entirely sure. Now let's go back to the ivory one. Just because I feel like I like these sleeves better. So that's usually kind of how I would choose what to play. Or what my favorite decks to be in. So Diabolical Tutor. You got Dark Ritual again. Temple of Melody. Settle. Blood Metter. Diabolical Tutor again. Swamp. Sanguine Blood. More Dark Rituals. The Aristocrat. Skymart. Vraska. Okay, so I think that might have been what I took from the other one. Because I thought Vraska looked cool. And I liked its effect. Scheming Gorgon. Dark Ritual. Lilana's Gruesome. Vampire Revenant. Okay. So I'm remembering a little bit more now. Because this doesn't have Lilana's Caress in it. It does have Sanguine Blood and stuff. Okay, so the red one that I just looked at, this one, was definitely my main deck that I made some changes to. And because there are some cards that weren't in sleeves and some that are, I was in the middle of changing that when I stopped playing the game. And this is a deck that I saw Vraska, and I tried to make my own. Like, I tried to make myself. But I still want to incorporate cards I liked from my main deck. So that's why this is kind of why it was confusing. Because you can see I use the same, like, ideas. If you want to see every single card and not just me fanning through the cards, let me know. But you can see the kind of player I was. I wanted to force the opponent to discard and make them take damage while I gained damage, or while I gained life because they took damage. So that's kind of what I like to do. So those are my Magic the Gathering decks. Like I said, they're probably not up to date obviously, because who knows when I bought this stuff or when I stopped playing this stuff. I can tell you right now that I've been at my current job for 4 years. I was at my last job before that for 3. So it's been at least 7 years since I played Magic. So these are at least like over 7 years old, as far as like when these were actually made and when I used these. And I have never actually played Commander or any of the other ones. I think I just played the Standard, which is what the other people I played with played. Now they've all changed to they only play Commander. So I haven't done any of that. I haven't messed with any of that. I haven't played Magic the Gathering. But I wanted to make this video because since the Doctor Who stuff came out, and then since the Fallout stuff is out now, I've been really interested in getting back into Magic the Gathering. And getting the Fallout cards or getting the Doctor Who cards and stuff like that. So I got this on the channel. If I might get those in the future. Might do unboxing of the decks. Might do some booster openings. Who knows? But this is where the Magic the Gathering thing will be starting for from this time forward. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below. It would help me out a lot. And don't forget to game like a god. Peace.